Self-proclaimed roguelite enthusiast here to rank the best, in quotes, blessings per pass you can get in Honkai Star Rail simulated universe. This video is basically my opinion after experiencing many Malding runs as a penniless trailblazer. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Scale is 1 for situational, 5 is good in all situations. Abundance. Path resonance heals and increases party max. A safe choice for first time clears for regular simulated universe, but not so much Swarm Disaster. When enemies start getting fat buffs, just trying to out-heal will not help you. Overall 3 out of 5 to 5 out of 5, ranking low if you're dependent on only one well-built DPS, and higher if you have more damage sources to kill things before they out-damage your heals. Anatta slots the path resonance into the action order, allowing for regular, albeit lower heals as the battles go on. 4 to 5 out of 5, generally handy. Anika dispels any debuffs on your party and gives a one-time safeguard from a debuff. Typically you want to pair with Anatta for extra safety, as damage over time or disables can really mess up your party and or rotations. 5 out of 5. Terminal Nirvana triggers when an ally gets knocked out and immediately casts a path resonance. 2 to 3 out of 5 since it's one time only, would prefer prioritizing Anatta or Anika for stability. Nihility Interplay nullifying other. Anatta will help with the stacking effect to break enemies. Lower in usefulness if you can't break weaknesses to begin with. 1 to 5 out of 5 due to varying utility potential. Propagation Interplay, first illuminate the mountains. Overheal grants a skill point and damage buff. If you don't have the characters who are both SP hungry and deals damage, its use can be hit or miss. Another 1 to 5 out of 5. Mudra of Blessing, Dewdrop deals additional damage based on how much is charged. The 5 out of 5 for start of turn charge to get the ball rolling. Prosperity of Blessing, Dewdrop charges on heal, needs to be enhanced to increase Dewdrop damage. 4 to 5 out of 5 since you definitely get heals if you have the path resonance. A bit lower if you somehow don't have reliable heal. Being of Abundance, becoming one mind. Useful utility both with or without the enhanced effect. It covers from chip damage and you can buff attack if upgraded. 5 out of 5 for utility that enables more flexible party composition. Aversion to Suffering, just take it if you can. Bonus damage is bonus damage, 5 out of 5. Rashna Bloat. If your healer isn't well built, this can come in handy. Since it doesn't do much out of that, it's a 1 to 4 out of 5 depending on your party. Salvation from Damnation. Debuff clears can be clutch. It does rely on your character attacking though because of Dewdrop, so it's more of removing damage over time or outrage. 2 to 3 out of 5. Mortals of the Buddha Field. Better if you can reliably keep HP up for the overheal charging bonus. 2 to 3 out of 5. Good deeds come after old sins. Would allow characters to keep themselves topped up. More for clutch thing than outright must have. 2 to 3 out of 5. Clear left side body. Makes overhealing easier. Won't help if the enemy can keep taking turns hitting you. 1 to 2 out of 5. Precious Moonlight Candlelight. Allows healing to buffer your party. Better when enhanced and you have the characters who benefit from the attack increase. 3 out of 5. Extended Life, so that you don't cry when entering battles after your Cosmic Piglopto explodes on you. 2 to 3 out of 5 depending on how clutch it is on top of any buff or heal blessings you have. Dispel Disaster. Increase defense after getting healed. Pair with Extended Life to tank any first hits. 2 to 3 out of 5 for clutch. Blessing. Chance for skill point when a character heals. Great to be SP positive, though the 45% chance may bungle your plans. 2 to 3 out of 5. Victorious Force. Increase speed after getting healed. Could be clutch with Extended Life. 2 to 3 out of 5 for clutch factor. Sweet Dew. Increase incoming healing. Would help for Dewdrop charging, but probably not something you will take immediately. 1 to 3 out of 5. Rebirth. Your healer gets to help themselves basically. 2 to 3 out of 5. Reign of Truth. If your main path is Abundance, then just go all the way to get thicker. 1 to 3 out of 5. Seal. Your DPS will be able to top themselves up if they can reliably break weaknesses. 3 to 5 out of 5. Destruction. The path promoting the so-called high risk, high reward play, dealing more damage to bigger the difference between your party's current HP to their max HP. 3 to 4 out of 5 since you can just as easily be one shot despite all the buffs. Cataclysmic Variable. Consumes HP to further boost path resonance damage, granting shield based on HP loss. 3 to 4 out of 5 as this can be incredibly detrimental without enough of your other stacks. Event Horizon. Free damage twice a battle when someone gets low enough. Since it's limited use, I wouldn't pick this first since I can't ensure pulse resonance will kill. 3 out of 5. Extreme Helium Flash. Entropic Retribution applies a defense down on enemies and additional damage based on the HP difference of your allies. Relatively safe pick. 4 to 5 out of 5. Elation Interplay 0H Main Sequence. As you will see later regarding my thoughts on the Elation path, the bonus from follow-up attacks is really dependent on your party and thus has the highest variance in utility. 1 to 5 out of 5. Preservation Interplay Substellar Belt. Protects your low HP characters further with a shield. More general use compared to Elation. 3 to 5 out of 5. Regression Inequality of Annihilation. While it's nice to split damage, your low HP characters will also be affected and they could just die. 3 to 4 out of 5. Universal Heat Death Characteristic. Better enhanced so that your characters can pass the fighting spirit stacked around. 3 to 4 out of 5. Non-inverse Antimatter Equation. This gives you fighting spirit stacks at low enough HP. A safer bet. 4 to 5 out of 5. Destructive Flare. Deal more damage at lower HP. Gets better when enhanced. 4 to 5 out of 5. Hazardous Lucent Residue. The extra safety measures you would want when using Destruction. 4 to 5 out of 5. Devastating Accretion. Better if you can enhance it right away for safety. 3 to 4 out of 5. Indicative Depth of Field. Another one you prefer to enhance ASAP for the higher fighting spirit stack and survivability. 3 to 4 out of 5. Disciplinary Flicker. A clutch shield, but your party might just die first. 2 to 3 out of 5. Catastrophic Resonance. Get more fighting stacks when you already have stacks. Definitely better when enhanced. 3 to 5 out of 5 depending on whether you've got the other synergistic blessings. Incremental Doomsday. Retaliation Damage. It can't defeat enemies though it can help get them closer to death. 3 to 4 out of 5. For damage is damage but you still want a little more. Primordial Black Hole. Flat attack stacking. If you're on this path, take it. 3 to 5 out of 5. Orbital Redshift. More HP. Might as well just pick it up if everything else is mid. 2 to 3 out of 5. Instability Strip. Energy on hit or when HP is consumed. Pick it up if nothing else looks good. 3 to 4 out of 5. Polarization Receptor. Increase defense based on HP loss. A Clutch Blessing. 2 to 3 out of 5. Eternally Collapsing Object. Increases effect rest this time based on HP loss. Another relatively clutch blessing. 2 to 3 out of 5. Metric Reservation. Shield at the start of battle to help you survive the first turn. Since the shield is scaled based off missing HP to max HP, I'll consider this more clutch than required. 2 to 3 out of 5. Sentinel Satellite. Each character can get this shield once per battle. I'll consider this another clutch blessing. 2 to 3 out of 5. Reflection. If you get this, hopefully it's already enhanced because 30% from 1% is a big jump and you can only trigger this once per battle. 1 to 2 out of 5. Much like their die in Swarm Disaster, you either win big or just can't use them all or risk what you do want get taken away from you. It's a damaging path at least. 1 to 5 out of 5, highly dependent on your party. For most people, it's gonna be 1 out of 5 except for one blessing. Doomsday Carnival. Sensory Pursuit buffs follow-up attack damage for a turn. 1 or 2 safer choices for this path. 3 to 5 out of 5. Dance of Growth doubles path resonance energy with an effect that basically auto-casts a resonance to random effect. 3 out of 5. Instant Win. Get more energy for more win. 4 to 5 out of 5. At least you can consider spamming this without needing to worry about maximum efficiency. Abundance Interplay. The Taste of Anglerfish. You will at least dispel one debuff, so sure. 3 to 5 out of 5. Remembrance Interplay. Guinea Pig in Ice Coffin. The path resonance deals a random damage type, but if you're on this path, you're already gambling anyway. Higher rating since freeze is always nice unless they're immune. 3 to 5 out of 5. Slaughterhouse number 4 rest. Even more follow-up damage, more so if you're able to break weaknesses as you might expect. 4 to 5 out of 5. Auto Harmonica Whiter Snack. 1 more damage, you get more damage. 4 to 5 out of 5. Champion's Dinner Cat's Cradle. This is the one blessing anyone can use which then immediately elevates all the other elation blessings. You had to pick just one elation blessing for any path, this is it. 5 to 5. If you had to pick just one elation blessing for any party, this is it. 5 out of 5. 12 Monkeys and Angry Men. The damage increase isn't all that high on its own and even enhanced. Who knows how much the 2% really affects your party. 2 to 3 out of 5. Hourglass Kindergarten. You could roll high to reduce your enemy's damage, but it only lasts until the end of their next action. Forget a boss extra action, some enemies just have high enough speed to take more turns before you could fire off a follow-up attack. 1 to 2 out of 5. Keep on Crying. Similarly to Hourglass Kindergarten on the next action clause, it's not the best choice. In this case though, the follow-up damage could just be enough for a weakness break, so I'll rank it higher. 2 to 3 out of 5. The Painted Albatross. It could be a follow-up on just one or all of them for big damage. 3 to 4 out of 5. Portrait of a Man on Fire. One thing's for sure, if you go elation, it's one off if not the most synergistic pass on its own, so just get this for more damage, 3 to 4 out of 5. Guiding Gravitational Rainbow, a relatively clutch blessing in terms of delaying enemy actions and the imprisonment on upgrade, 2 to 3 out of 5. 21st Military Rule, if your follow-up attacks are going to be reliant on using skills, you will like this, 3 to 4 out of 5. Exemplary Conduct, no frills damage increase, go big or go home, 3 to 4 out of 5. Pale Fire, crit rate increase, appreciated, 3 to 4 out of 5. Platinum Age, the defense increase doesn't change but the duration does when it's enhanced, 2 to 3 out of 5. Suspiria, another no frills damage increase, not reliant on having more elation blessings, 4 to 5 out of 5. Back to the Lighthouse, if you have someone like Jingyuan who adds to his follow-up attacks on ultimate, this is definitely one you like. Even without, if you have Champion's Dinner, this can only help, 5 out of 5. Doctor of Love, some sustain, not too shabby at least, 3 to 4 out of 5. Clockwork Apple, similarly to Platinum Age, the actual buff increase doesn't change or enhance, only the duration. Speed would be more useful than just defense, 3 to 4 out of 5. Hunt, probably the one you think of when all you want is speed and damage. The past resonance damage is based off the character with the highest attack, so it could be underwhelming if you happen to not have a well-built DPS and or if the enemies just scale up a lot. 3 to 4 out of 5 as a main pass. Bow and arrow, kick them where them down and you can probably regenerate resonance energy to full if it's a lot of small fries, 4 to 5 out of 5. Perfect aim, double the range of arrows and charging up each time an ally starts their turn, 5 out of 5. Star Hunter, it works pretty much like Celia's Resurgence, with your DPS being able to get another turn if they kill it. The damage buff only lasting until the character uses a skill does put a small damper on things if you're reliant on skills, 3 to 4 out of 5. Abundance Interplay, shooting Starfire, no frills, kill and heal. If the resonance doesn't kill though, this isn't as great, 3 to 4 out of 5. Elation Interplay, Startling Breeze. Summon units getting increased speed won't have much effect until more characters are capable of doing so, but more speed so it's nice. It does need you to have elation buffs, however, 4 to 5 out of 5 regardless. Celestial Annihilation, getting more turns of weakness break, great of course, 5 out of 5. Imperial Rain, pass around that damage buff, you can enhance it to build up to 12 stacks from 8. The stacks also reset if you get attacked, so the maximum buff is probably unlikely for most, 4 out of 5. Imperishable Victory, the snowball effect. Since it's on kill, I rank it a little lower since it's likely a little harder to chain consistently, 4 out of 5. Battle against the old foe, the buff to get when you can overcap crit rate to turn it into more damage. Getting the ideal conditions is another thing, 3 to 4 out of 5. Ejecting the Borizin, getting more turns is never a bad thing, and this is one without more conditions, besides a number of turns, 5 out of 5. Archery Duel, if you need more sustain after your turns, then this will be useful, 3 to 4 out of 5. Auspicious Star, the fact you do need to kill for the injection of energy will make this more conditional than usual, 3 to 4 out of 5. Monster Expelling Rainbow, without enhancing, their heal won't be as reliable so to speak. The enhance is definitely useful since weakness break is more likely, 3 to 4 out of 5. Flowing Mists, if you have Hunt as a main path, this will be higher priority for you and less so otherwise, 2 to 4 out of 5. Adept's Bow, might as well just get this to make ultimates hit harder, 4 out of 5. Catastrophic Constellation, every little bit is appreciated to get more turns in. That said, there could be more buffs you'd want to get before this, 3 to 4 out of 5. Shrewd Arrangement, flat crit damage increase, 3 to 4 out of 5. Skirting Life and Death, flat crit rate increase, 3 to 4 out of 5. Thundering Chariot, further delaying enemies on weakness break is appreciated, 4 to 5 out of 5. Vaulting Ambition, you starving for more energy? Sure, 3 to 4 out of 5. Blessed Bow and Arrow, your DPS could get a minor damage increase if your healer just took the last turn I guess. Your healer is unlikely to get much use out of this themselves, 2 to 3 out of 5. Vermeil Bow and White Arrow, stacking speed buff, to consider if Hunt is your main path, 2 to 4 out of 5. Constellation Surge, if your characters don't get attacked, maybe it'd be funny to see them keep taking turns regardless of what the enemy does, 2 to 3 out of 5. Nihility, if you made this path, it's a somewhat all-in one since Resonance doesn't deal direct damage. Since I did do a full auto run on Swarm Disaster difficulty 5 with this though, its synergies are pretty worthwhile regardless of whether you actually have Nihility characters or not, 4 to 5 out of 5. Suffering and Sunshine, Confusion and Devoid just makes it easy to kill, or at least break enemies, 4 to 5 out of 5. The Doubtful Fourfold Root, better chance for debuffs to land and makes them last longer. Doesn't add to the damage itself, so little lower priority for me, 3 to 4 out of 5. Outsider, regenerates resonance energy on applying a damage of attack. Might as well pseudo spam the resonance for stacking debuffs first before the extension, 4 to 5 out of 5. Hunt interplay off the beaten track, up to 16% advance, which is alright. The incredible synergies with Hunt blessings, so definitely want to aim regardless. 5 out of 5. Propagation interplay, White Knights. Your healers can do their own fireworks with a simple basic attack. 5 out of 5. Why hasn't everything already disappeared? Enemies can just die at the start of the turn. 5 out of 5. The man in the cover. Suspicion increases the DoD damage taken, so yes. Enhancing is as important for this one as you should already be always applying DoD without needing a refresh. 4 out of 5. Funeral of Sensory Pursuit. You don't need to have both this or man in the cover, in my opinion anyway. Similarly to his partner 3-star blessing, enhancing isn't as necessary. 4 out of 5. Cafe Self-Deceit. As long as you have one suspicion inflicting blessing, the others are less important. 2 to 4 out of 5. Twilight of Existence, more chances to apply DOT. The enhanced version dispels the DOT on you, which is nice. 3 to 4 out of 5. Night Beyond Pyre, 5 out of 5 for sheer utility for all paths. All things are possible. Just more damage when dealing damage, provided DOT has already been applied. 3 to 5 out of 5. Hell is other people. Area effect attacks become slightly less important for you if you can just grab this, with or without enhancement. 4 to 5 out of 5. Beginning and end, for even further accelerated suspicion stacking. Just make sure you already can inflict suspicion. 2 to 3 out of 5. Call of the Wilderness. 30% reduction is a lot for buff mobs. 4 to 5 out of 5. Questioning of Purpose. Honestly, I discount break effect way more than weakness grade efficiency, so I don't rank this very high. 3 out of 5. Agnosticism. Best when your main part is nihility. 3 to 4 out of 5. Emotional Decluttering. 12 to 20% damage increase from other sources of damage is neat. Not something I prioritize myself. 3 to 4 out of 5. Offerings of Deception. The multiplier seems low, but when you consider there's a lot of DOTs slightly going off at once, it's not too bad. 3 to 4 out of 5. Sensory Labyrinth. Something uptake if there's nothing else. 2 to 3 out of 5. Before Sunrise. Similarly to the healing, this isn't so bad if you can stack the DOTs. 3 to 4 out of 5. Tragic Lecture. Plain old damage increase. 3 out of 5. Blind Vision. Just to further ensure the DOTs actually land. 3 out of 5. Preservation. After clearing difficulty 5 for the first time with this path, you think I'd hardly recommend this. Without Gepard though, full on stacking might be hard. March is single target, and Trailblazer doesn't give that much in comparison to Gepard. 3 to 5 out of 5. Zero dimensional reinforcement, big damage with big shields. Nice but not my personal priority. 3 to 5 out. So more first reaction. I tend to take this second. It's always nice to just spam damage while barely taking any yourself. 4 to 5 out of 5. Eutheric Reaction. I prefer taking this first to ensure my characters actually survive, as Amber can block at least one hit once shields are gone. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Remembrance Interplay, Cold Snap. Increasing damage by 80% is nice until you remember it removes freeze. So if you didn't already apply Dissociation, this could cost you. 2 out of 5. Nihility Interplay, Spiked Armor. Even if you're only going to be applying Bleed and no other DOT, the synergy here has been godlike. 5 out of 5. Resonance Transfer. Just shield up and hit enemy and watch the sparks fly. 5 out of 5. Metastatic Field. Retaliation damage. While it doesn't kill, at least ensures they get closer and you yourself should still be snuck. 4 out of 5. Macro Segregation. Shield getting removed every 2 turns maybe isn't so great, but if you can strengthen it, it's hardly a bad idea. 4 out of 5. Sanctuary. This on top of macro segregation should ensure a level of security. 5 out of 5. Shield Structure. Spread the Quake Love. 5 out of 5. Burst Lattice. If you can upgrade this, slap on a bunch of supporting nihility blessings and you can go to town. 4 out of 5. Solid Solution. Buff Quick even further. It's based off current defense, so the idea is having your shielded tanks get hit for the fireworks. 3 to 4 out of 5. Hypo U Tectoid. Ensuring your tank doesn't die. 3 to 4 out of 5. Safe Load. Your protected DPS gets a damage boost. Not something I tend to prioritize though. 3 to 4 out of 5. Quadrangular Pyramid. Just to further ensure survival. 3 to 4 out of 5. Assemble. If Preservation is your main path, then by all means, 2 to 3 out of 5. Compensation. If your shielders are unavailable, then your DPS could stay for some damage on their own. The low multiplier could be a little rough. 3 out of 5. Rotation. Mostly for clutch cleanses. 2 to 3 out of 5. Bursts. More good old damage provided the DPS has shields. 2 to 3 out of 5. Concentration. Likewise with bursts, if your DPS is shielded, then sure. 2 to 3 out of 5. Firmness. For better survival. 2 to 3 out of 5. Pact. It's both on hit and HP loss, so a bit dicey to rely on. 2 to 3 out of 5. Sentinel. Starting off with some shields is fair enough. 2 to 3 out of 5. Propagation. The path that was seen absolutely perfect for Danheng in Wither Lunae. The box even have imaginary weakness. That said, I don't like it all that much as it feels you're even more reliant on a single character. 3 to 4 out of 5 overall. Pheno compounds. You should be able to gain a lot of energy for this to keep giving your 1 DPS all the turns, in theory. 3 to 4 out of 5 for both Cs. My idea would be to have this and 2 people get the buffs, but I tend to not prefer on-kill effects due to my low starting damage. 3 to 4 out of 5. Crystal Pincers. Spores now get triggered only by a meta character, so they can trigger on-kill effects. But again, I'd rather not rely even more on 1, maybe 2 characters to do all my damage. Still, on its own, it's quite a beefy buff. 4 to 5 out of 5. Destruction Interplay. Superposition Eye. The one character will be protected unless the enemy does an area attack. Not my favorite option. 3 to 4 out of 5. Preservation Interplay. Adhere Microbial Bat. This would technically be a safer bet to keep a character safe. 3 to 4 out of 5. Scythe Limbs. After ultimate use, the next skill is considered to be using 1 extra skill point to increase your crit damage by 40 or 45% until the attack, stacking after 2 times. Damage base 4 to 5 out of 5. Spore Discharge. You're always going to be using skill points regardless, so easy stacking of spores is nice. 5 out of 5. Fungal Pustule. You're always going to be recovering skill points, so easy spore stacks. Again. Enhancing this also increases the stack from 6 to 9. Nice. For more on-hit damage. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Exposed Brain Matter. Basic attack becoming area effect regardless is nice to help your party is lacking in that. 4 to 5 out of 5. Intersegmental Membrane. The defense of 8% reduction at minimum up to 24%. Could be clutch. 3 to 4 out of 5. Catalyst. If you're gonna just buff out one single character, just stack it all with your skills and go from there. 4 to 5 out of 5. Saltatory Gland. SP hungry teams will want this for sure. And for the buff synergy you can get for Catalyst, it'll be useful regardless. 4 to 5 out of 5. Nitric Enzyme. Improving spore damage might kill your game's frame rate, but hey, damage. 5 out of 5. Metabolic Cavity. Salmon Clutch Blessing for heals or enhance for damage reduction. 3 to 5 out of 5. Putrefaction also. If you're struggling with area effect damage, then this is definitely one you'd like to ensure enemies will have spores. 3 to 5 out of 5. Channel Needle. More damage on your basic attack. Always appreciated and especially with the spell synergy. 3 to 5 out of 5. Final Spur. Increased crit rate. Always appreciated. 3 to 5 out of 5. Conjunctiva. Enhancing the duration of increased defense might be nice, but consider this more of a bonus than something to prioritize at least to start. 3 to 4 out of 5. Kill Wing. Outweight speed higher than defense, so even though it works on the same principle as Conjunctiva, outrate is higher. 4 to 5 out of 5. Osseous Blade. If you're on propagation main path, then by all means grab 3 to 5 out of 5. Verenium. Up to a potential of 12 to 16 energy could come in handy. Probably not something to prioritize for most. 3 to 5 out of 5. Compound Eye. If you're 1 turn skill burst, this is probably how you do it. 3 to 5 out of 5. Vesicle. Do you hack out often, eating all your SP and realizing you needed to heal? You hopefully have less oopsies with this. 3 to 5 out of 5. Remembrance. All about freezing, hooray! Though sometimes you get the enemies that are immune to freeze, so you become really sad. It's a respectable path and isn't as wildly situational as Elation, so it's a solid 3 to 5 out of 5. Rich Experience. I usually prioritize this so that if Resonance has already applied freeze, then it'll be 2 turns of freeze. 5 out of 5. First Love once more. If you can't freeze anything, then the recharge rate speed isn't going to do much for you, unless you have some wild damage to fire off on battle start with the 40% starting. 2 to 4 out of 5. Total Recall. Make sure they do freeze. Normally my second pick. 4 to 5 out of 5. Destruction Interplay. Faces Places. This one helps for those freeze resistant enemies so that at least you don't start thinking your ice characters are useless. 4 to 5 out of 5. Hunt Interplay. Landscape. Lowering enemy speed is handy, though I personally don't feel like it helps as much as I hope it would. 3 to 4 out of 5. Innocent. The enhancement is pretty important in this case since it ignores freeze resist. Stopping enemy turns as a whole is nice. 4 to 5 out of 5. Fully. So like a double freeze if an enemy is already, since the dissociation is applied on already frozen enemies, I tend not to prioritize. 4 to 5 out. 3 to 4 out of 5. Reticence. My top Remembrance 3 star pick since it just freezes enemies on number of hits. No thinking required. 5 out of 5. Dizziness. Adding insult to injury. Always appreciated. 4 to 5 out of 5. Melancholia. Not a top pick for someone without sufficient freeze into dissociation. and can't tank or heal the resulting turns. 2 to 4 out of 5. Insensitivity. Enhancing appreciated for the extra 25% base chance to freeze following dissociation. 2 to 4 out of 5. Indelibility. One of the blessings you want if you don't already have a proper freeze comp. The chance isn't all that high even when enhanced, but more clutch things happen. 2 to 3 out of 5. Sentimentality. No AoE ice damage, no problem with this. 3 to 5 out of 5. Shudder. Basically required if you rely on an ice character for DPS to do their own weakness break, or for a 4 to 5 out of 5. Maverick. Getting a free turn to set up is nice. 3 to 4 out of 5. Pain and suffering. Bring the pain if the enemy is already frozen. 2 to 4 out of 5. Stone Cold Hatred. Relatively more reliable damage, though only if the enemy is frozen. 2 to 4 out of 5. Thrill of Escalation. It should hopefully lead into even more freezing depending on who you have. 3 to 4 out of 5. Lost Memory. The high chance to freeze being only once a battle isn't something I'd consider relying on if I don't have other sources of. 2 to 3 out of 5. Responsive Excitement. In a way you could see this as anti-synergistic since the shield a character gets might not be up when the freezes wear off. Though of course it could help tank hits from non-frozen enemies as you might expect. 3 out of 5. Primordial Hardship. Freeze into more damage before they build up resistance. 4 out of 5. The Torment of Alienation. If you're on any DOT build, grab this regardless. 4 to 5 out of 5. Unspeakable Shame. If you're already focused on freezing, this should be a given to take. 4 to 5 out of 5. I'd like to repeat that this rating is based on my experience with the limited resources I had. If you have gotten fancy synergies on your own, good for you. Roguelite is how you can experiment after all. Feel free to discuss, and good luck.